Hi, Stratman here. We're just carrying on with the strategy we're building up. At the moment we've been talking about moving averages. Today we're going to add in our understanding of support and resistance in with that to help us get the edge or figure out what trades are the highest probability trades. Right, typically I have, for every currency, this is the Euro USD, I have two sets of charts for the Euro USD. Now, when I'm trading the London session, I'm usually out in the lounge area with my family, so I'm using my laptop. So I don't have multiple monitors, but I would have multiple tabs on my MetaTrader, switching backwards and forwards. Typically, I run an indicator chart that's got indicators on it. I have the dashboard there and stochastics and my THV normally, but for the sake of just saving room here, today I'm just had the dashboard not display, even though it's using parts of the dashboard here, just so you can see the price action a little bit better. So I would have my main indicator chart set up here, and then I would have also a support and resistance chart set up as well. Now, this stage here, if we have a look at this chart, typically I'd have this one sitting on H1, and the reason for it being H1 is that H1 is the time frame that all the MetaTrader platforms, no matter which broker you're with, your H1 candles should be fairly similar. Once you get out to H4 candles and daily candles and so on, depending on the time zone of your broker, your candles will differ from each other. So for me, I think, well, I'm not sure what is the very best broker time zone to be trading in. So if I look at H1 candles, at least I have the best opportunity to see what everyone else is seeing in terms of candle formations. So to that end, I might start out at my H4 candles just to get a bit of an idea of the highs and lows, but not taking too much notice of what the H1 candles are doing. I'm more interested in it helping me create my support and resistance lines. So you can see here I've marked up my support and resistance. In fact, for the euro here, I marked up the support and resistance way back here, and price action has continued since then. And if we zoom back into the H1 time frame, we can see how well that line I drew way back here has been respected. So if we were trading here from our moving averages, we'd probably be looking at our support and resistance lines and thinking, well, are we trading right into the support and resistance? Get ready to get out of the trade at this point. And if we're trading short just here, we're getting ready to get out of the trade here as well. Although we're hopeful that maybe we might break this and there'd be a breakout, but there's probably more, the probability is higher that we probably get a bounce there. So that's how we would generally trade with the support and resistance, but marking up support and resistance is quite an art. It's taken me quite a few months to get my own idea of it done. Many people have differing ideas on how to do support and resistance. I have my own, and it seems to work for me. I've got videos and lessons showing how to mark it up, but my current strategy is not to have too many lines, but just what I consider the major support and resistance lines, so that if I'm looking out at the H4 time frame, you can see that I haven't got a huge congestion of lines. I'm just grabbing the major points of support and resistance. So we've got that on the Euro USD. If I look over on the Euro Yen, we can see some lines. Again, I set this up way back, and price has certainly been respecting these lines here. And if I go down to the H1 time frame, you can see how well this looks. In fact, the trading I did yesterday was based around this support and resistance line, and on the H1, and we had a nice break through this line here and came back and retested and did a bit of trading here. So I did quite a bit of scalping here short on this time frame, and we'll get into that shortly. On the pound, again, this is on the H4, go down to the H1. I didn't do much trading last night on the pound because I saw that everything was going short. I didn't really want to go short on the pound because it seemed like there was a really good support line here, and if anything it was probably going to go long. I went to bed about this point here, so if anyone was around, this was a good trade away from your moving averages here. And again, it went right up to one of my support and resistance lines. You can see there crossover of a horizontal one and a trend one. Remember, these were drawn before price action actually got there. So with that in mind, that's what I look to, is I have an H1 chart sitting there with all my lines drawn on it, and I'm looking at that often to get an idea of where price might stall. I don't know whether price is going to bounce off these lines or whether it's going to break through these lines, but what I do know is that price will probably react in some way at these lines, typically stalling, reversing, or breaking through. So I'm getting ready to either enter a trade around these points or exit a trade when it gets to those points. Okay, let's go back to our main chart now. And so last session was a pretty hard session because volume was very low, and so there was a lot of scalping going on for me and I made my 40 pips just by doing some scalping. If we look here on the M15 time frame, there was a few setups for trading using your moving averages. Particularly the main point here is that when this faster moving average, which is the purple one here, these are 25 EMAs at the moment, guys, so this is the H1 EMA 25, which is going to be 100 EMA on the M15, and this is a 25 EMA. You'll find that anything between 20 and 30 EMA is you don't see much difference. But basically the main trades are here. Look, we wouldn't probably be trading long here because our fast one is below, so there's no long trades here. This here is telling us with the purple one, the faster one below the slower one, that the only trading we should be looking at is shorts. So that's what I was doing last session, shorts only. And so also I don't want to trade kind of a break of this EMA, these EMAs here, because that's not a great opportunity for me. What I look for is I want to see pullbacks. I'm always interested in trading pullbacks because as soon as I trade a pullback, I'm getting in at the best price to give me profit. So the trade of the day really was this one here, pulling back into here and trading all the way down to here. So if we kind of have a look at what that would have got you, I mean there's 49 pips, not a huge trade, but look, you're getting your money. The next trade would have been, we wouldn't trade long here, we'd trade short here, so we'd be looking for this bounce here and trying to get in here, and you could have made some money there. The next one would have been this one here, trading down, no trading on the way up, no trading at all. I probably wouldn't even trade this one going down. I'd wait for a pullback. Because it's pulled all the way back through there, I probably wouldn't be trading there either. So in fact, for me, this would have been the last trade. Potentially right now, maybe going short here, but look, it's into the Asian session, could be a bit tricky. Now, one other thing, just on the euro yen here on the M15, one thing I like to do is I've seen my pullback here. I've got another pullback here. This is a trading opportunity, and the way I would assess this is I'd probably go down to my M5, and I'm looking at this line here, and I always draw a line through what's going on there. It doesn't need to be super accurate or anything, and I've seen a pullback through to here. Now I'm waiting for a break of this line. A break of this line says to me that we've got a good trade on. So I'm down on my M5, so that means that the blue one here now is my EMA 25 from my M15 time frame, and so we're seeing price come to here. Aggressively I could enter here and go short because we've had a pullback here, but if I go short here, I've got to be aware that there's a support line here. Now I'd go short and I'd be ready to exit the trade at this point, but if it continues on down through here, I will stay in. So a lot of my trading is based on drawing these little trend lines just to show when I'm going to break out from my moving averages. Okay, hope that's been helpful to you guys. Have to end the video now for time.